I think like a lot of people have this vision of me that I'm completely raw all the time. No, I'm not. I don't want it to be as rigid as I have allowed it to be in the past. This is what I'm wearing today. I've got my classic black and white tie-dye capris, my American Apparel crop top, and I'm borrowing this from my friend Megan, Meg Squats, check her out. And I think the outfit will look quite well together. I am about to hop in the shower, not wash my hair because I don't want it wet for the video that I'm about to share with you. Hey guys, what's up? It's Alyse, and today I am going to talk about some changes that have been taking place in my diet over the past couple of months and kind of just talk about my opinion on diet, my specific diet in general. So I'm not trying to give any advice here, this is just me sharing my own personal experience. I also want to give a shout out to my friend Megan from Meg Squats here on YouTube for letting me borrow this really comfy shirt and hat. Okay, so diet change. Let's talk about this. So I went vegan 2.5 years ago at this point. Pretty crazy that it's been that long. And over these past couple of years, I have been eating a mostly raw vegan diet, but I go through phases of eating completely raw and then not eating completely raw. So for example, when I first went vegan, I was vegan, regular vegan, transitioning vegan for maybe 1 full month, and that looked like vegan food during the week and then non-vegan food during the weekends. And then I finally got over that, transitioned completely, and really dove right into eating completely raw. At that time, I was eating a higher fat raw diet, and I did that for about 3 months straight. I went to Ireland for like 5 weeks, and then I was in California visiting my family in Connecticut, and then went back down to Georgia and moved in with my boyfriend Addison. And at that point, Addison was not vegan and I was eating raw vegan. So the way that we kind of found common ground between our dietary differences was by making vegan food together and going out for vegan food. So the whole first winter, I would say that 6 months from like September or October until March, April, May area, I was eating mostly raw, getting such huge fruit hauls, food hauls, from this really big market called DeKalb Farmers Market down in Georgia, and was loving it, but I was also having some cooked food with Addison. So that's what that looked like for those 6 months. And then Addison started hiking the Appalachian Trail, and I decided I was going to do a 3-week juice cleanse, and that went really, really well. Since I was living alone, there were like no temptations at all, and that went well. And then I ate raw maybe for 3 months straight after that, and then slowly wanted to start eating more and more cooked food. And come on, tripod, hold up for me. So then I transitioned into more cooked food, and then I moved to Hawaii and stayed on a completely raw vegan fruit farm for 2 full months, and I ate completely raw when I was there. And then I moved into a van and didn't really have the option to, I mean, I could have eaten completely raw, but whenever I got like huge boxes of bananas and left them in the van, they went bad, and it just wasn't a good time. So I started eating more processed vegan food, like prepared already at the grocery store and stuff like that. And then I started to feel like crap because I was doing that way too much and wasn't balancing it out with fresh food. And then I moved into a home and started eating mostly raw again, but on occasion I would get some cooked meals with Addison. And then, let's see, and then I went to the UK Fruit Festival this past summer at the very end of July, and that kick-started another 3-month completely raw time period of my life. And I felt really good. I was at the UK Fruit Fest and then staying at my parents' house, eating raw, feeling great. And then I went to the Woodstock Fruit Festival and then came back down here and was living with some friends who were eating raw. And it was just really easy for me. For me, community is a huge thing. And not having other individuals nearby who are eating the same way, it doesn't feel as like exciting. It doesn't feel as natural to eat completely raw. I feel like I'm the odd one out, and I feel like I'm missing out on stuff, missing out on opportunities to connect and bond with people. And Then I started slowly transitioning back into more cooked food about the beginning of November is when I started having a little bit more, because that's when I had the self-love retreat with my friend Megan Elizabeth, and we had a mostly raw retreat, but we did have some cooked options. So that's when I started to eat a little bit more cooked food. So that is that. And basically my current view on my diet is that I don't want it to be as rigid as I have allowed it to be in the past. And I say this because I'm kind of over that. I'm kind of trying to cultivate balance in every aspect of my life. So I think that balance can be found in so many different ways. I think for a while it was going through a couple of months of eating raw and then going through a couple of months of not eating raw and then going back to it, and then, you know, that was kind of my balance. But now I'm kind of just realizing that at this point in time, I just want to be eating mostly raw and listening to my body and doing what I feel like. So I set a challenge for myself to juice for at least 7 days starting on January 1st, but I ideally wanted to go for 30 days straight because my previous juice cleanse, I felt so good. Oh, I also should share comments on the last video. A lot of people were saying like, no wonder why you have a stomach ache, you're not eating enough calories, like you're getting sick, you're making yourself feel sick, all of those sorts of things. My stomach ache was not from not eating enough. My stomach was cramping up from the elevation. I've spoken to quite a few people here at the house who experienced that too, and I was Googling it, researching, and some people commented saying like, yes, that happens all the time to them. So that's what my stomach pain was from. It wasn't from juicing. The whole 6 days that I was juicing before I got on the plane, I felt incredible. I felt energized. I felt really, really good. So I just wanted to address that really, really quickly. I wasn't killing myself or harming myself by doing that juice cleanse. I was feeling on top of the world. And if it wasn't for me coming here to LA, I would definitely still be juicing. But that's kind of where this diet talk comes in, is that I set that goal for myself, right? And that was an amazing goal, and I was definitely going to pursue it. But then this popped up, and I didn't know that I was going to be coming here when I set that juicing goal. Otherwise, I would have altered the start date for it. But I got here, and I realized that it didn't really fit into what I was doing here, and it was going to hold me back from experiencing things here in LA at the YouTube house. So I stopped juicing, and I am juicing just one time a day for breakfast, and I've actually got my coconut water over there right now, and that is how I'm going through this right now. That's how I'm finding balance, and I just wanted to share that with you because I think like a lot of people have this vision of me that I'm completely raw all the time, and I'm just living my life. I'm just trying to go through my journey and make the healthiest, both physically and mentally, decisions on a daily basis. Going back home, I'm going to be eating mostly raw. I haven't decided how much I want to be juicing when I go back. Probably gonna decide that on the flight back. And I have a group of friends in Hawaii who make the most incredible food. Like, I have one friend who has a farm, and he makes really delicious food, all locally grown on his farm. And I think that's really healthy to eat that way. I think it's really, really healthy to eat from your own land or from your friend's land. I like doing that. When we have our little family get-togethers, our group get-togethers, I love trying things that people make, and that's kind of where I eat cooked food. I don't make cooked food for myself right now. I make a lot of raw food, and then I try things when people want to share them with me. And I think that's healthy. That allows me to feel connected to people and to not feel restricted and put my walls up. So I feel like I could dive in much, much deeper to this topic, but I just wanted to share that with you because it kind of came up a couple of times here. A couple of people asked me like, oh, aren't you raw all the time? And no, I'm not. I go through phases where I am raw all the time for maybe a full month or for 3 months or for whatever, but I also go through phases like the one that I'm in right now where I'm mostly raw, but also just kind of living in the moment and making healthy decisions again for my body and for my mind. If you're interested in hearing a little bit more about my thoughts on this topic or have any specific questions to ask me, please share those down below. I would definitely like to talk more about this because I don't talk about it much. I don't talk about it really at all. So I'm glad that I got to share just like a little bit about my thoughts on this and my diet changes currently, going from all raw for a few months to mostly raw for a few months. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And my tripod is slipping again. And I don't know what else to say, but thank you for watching this video. I love you so much. I will most likely be having a live Q&A in the very, very near future regarding juicing. So any of you guys who are juicing right now and watching this video, hang in there. I'll have a live Q&A where we can all support each other. Very, very soon, probably right when I get back from LA, I will do that. But until then, be sure to tune into the Raw Alignment Juice Cleanse group on Facebook. And I guess that's it. I love you guys so, so much.